All the way gaming, nuggets of wisdom coming at you again. My topic today is that men hurt too. I said it again, men hurt too. I can add one more statement. Strong men hurt too. Let's talk about it. Welcome back. While you're at it, please like, share, hit the notification bell for new content. Brothers, I got something I want to chop up. And I'm trying as much as possible that this is not going to be a gender war. Because I'm basically tired of the male, female, the man in this, the woman in that. I'm tired of it. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And people have made topics, and I can understand it. Some of them are justified, some of them are overblown, some of them are it's just what it is. But the current state of men in 2022 is scary. I know there's been some good progress among the manosphere. I mean, men are now talking than ever before. That is great. But there's still a lot of us who are still in the matrix, who are still in the same, who have not caught on yet, who are still playing by the old rules, say to say. And I have a word for you today, my brothers. Because as men, since you were born, you've been competing. You're going to compete when you're in high school with your friends who thought was the cuter. You're going to compete if you're going to be on the field, right? If you're playing sport, you're going to compete if you want to get to school. You're going to compete about everything. So everything about mostly, and that's human being generally, is that we are competing to get to some kind of success. And that's nothing wrong with that. But it's getting to a point that some folks, with every achievement, they're still empty. If I get that degree, I'm going to be happy. And if I get that car, I'm going to be happy. If I get the house, I'm going to be happy. If I get the girl, I'm going to be happy. Then you find out and get there, it's just so empty. And you see, the worst thing that happens with men is that we have what we call silent frustrations. We can't go on. We can't be vulnerable with everybody. Because outside us, that is simpish. So most of the men that go around, fight, argue, do those things, they're basically crying inside. But you see, men are not going to show their hand. They're going to show their anger. They're going to show their frustration. And in some cases, they may even show apathy. Apathy means, whatever, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do much, I'm not going to move forward. Everything about them is neutral. So it gets to the point that misses the point. So a lot of us are working silently frustrated. Or maybe if I get the degree, and I'm not knocking it, I get the car and I have the family. Then you get to some 30, 40 and look back and say, is this all what it cracked out to be? I'm not knocking marriage. Please, don't come for me for that. I'm just saying that there are all these men who are basically, who probably don't have a voice, who probably will not be the guy on social media, but they hurt. And they are hurting in so many ways that we look at people. I mean, Coolio died today, I think 2 days ago. We know these guys because they're rappers. Do you know how many Coolios that nobody actually knows that are properly, maybe just died today, that nobody will ever know, that they died of a broken heart and nobody cared? What's the cause for this? Is the feminization of men. The point that you don't want to be the manly man thing has been dumbed down, has been frowned upon. So if you see a little boy jumping, kicking, doing things, I'm not saying that they should be violent, but that is part of him being a boy. There's some things, there's the way we learn. It's different from the women. Nobody factors that in. We may have different ways we approach things. That's what's happening. But mostly today, most of the things that, okay, we need you, but we don't need you. There's this yin, there's this pull and push that I can't really explain what's going on. To the point that many things that is happening, they say the testosterone level among men is actually falling. I read an article, and I need to read this because it's not going to be me just saying this. It came out of Forbes, I think 2017. It's a study shows that men's testosterone levels has been declining for decades. The most prominent, a 2007 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, revealed that a substantial drop in U.S. men testosterone levels since 1980s, with average levels declining by 1% per year. It goes further and says this. This means, for example, that a 60-year-old man in 2004 had testosterone level 17% lower than those of a 60-year-old in 1987. This is not 1920 something. This is still in the 2000s. So if you look back at that follow, what is it going to look like today? So when you say a man is hurting, that's someone, I'm not a doctor, but that's a hormone imbalance. Those are things that make men probably sad or upset. So many other things. I'm not saying there are not other factors, but we're hurting. We're crying silently. Nobody seems to be listening. But I'm not here to just talk about the problem. I'm not here to just say we're hurt. I'm here that, brothers, if you're out there, you have to have a safe place where you can share your pain without shame. You need to be in a safe place that you can share your pain without being embarrassed. It is okay to shed a tear too in a safe place. Let's talk to other men that can be of value to you. Have a group. I'm part of a group called the Power Circle. And I want to encourage my brothers to actually join the circle, or you can have any other men group you want to join. But losing our men, I don't know. Losing our men is not the way to go. We heard it. And there's a silent frustration. And it's not just been happening now. I've spoken to older men in their 70s. And you can see the frustration. You can see the pain. And the more I'm growing older, I am very particular about my space. I'm very particular of what I'm going to pursue. You can print money, but you can't print time. So we need to get to a point where we need to enter into healing. Enough of the gender bashing. We can go on and on. It doesn't yield any results at all. So join a men's group. Join something that can be of value. You can't stay the same way. It's hurtful for me to look at my brothers. And I know there's silent frustration going on. The depths of your heart that you can never explain to anybody. Because nobody will probably understand. And in most cases, some of them don't even care. And I'm going to go on a limb. That may even be your own children. That can be your own so-called spouse, wife, partner, whatever you want to call it. But in 2022, there's a new sheriff in town. You can no longer go on the old playbook, waiting for folks to validate you. So I'm going to give you some 3 tips very quickly before I'm out of the way. I came across this that was very powerful, a quote. It said, a man without purpose is like a ship without a rudder. You need to have a compass. You have to have where you're going. Your purpose, it doesn't matter what it is that you love to do. You might be photography, you might be something. Your own safe place that you do. Because in 2022, you can't take a validation from people, from what people say. You're going to be there forever. You have to, your purpose over the matrix. And what do I mean by the matrix? The girls, the cars, the things, especially if you're a guy who's coming out of divorce or coming out of separation, dealing with finances. Your purpose should supersede all these matrix living things. You can't live like that. Lastly, and this should actually be number 1. I'm a child of God, I'm a Christian. You need to find your secret place as a man. You see, all this thing, all this earth thing, it's not going to work. Because only your secret place, only God can fill that hole in your heart. No man can fill it. So my brothers, I know strong men hurt, but there's healing. Strong men hurt, don't care about what the other, what the female whatever is, put that out the window. That's not going to work. It's all the way again, man. Now I'm a little slower than what I normally be, but I want this to sink in. Strong men hurt, but you can find healing. God bless. Nuggets of wisdom.